Hi there, Darren here with another Whitespark weekly video. These videos are to help you understand local SEO, give you new optimization strategies, and keep you up to date on all the latest in local search. So if you're new here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and sign up for our newsletter over on whitespark.ca. And we're kicking it off with how you can crank up conversions on your Google My Business listing. The main thing I really want to get across here is that if you get your Google My Business listing right, you really optimize it and enhance it, then a number 4, 5, 6, even number 9 ranking can outperform the number 1 ranking. You can actually be driving more leads from your listing, even though you don't rank as high as another listing. And so the greatest way to demonstrate this is by example. So let me show you an example here. So this example here should really illustrate this point. So I did a search for drain cleaning Edmonton, and the number 1 result is all about drain cleaning. And you can see that they're at a PO box. The only photo they have is this picture of an industrial complex on Street View. It's not even a photo. That's Google automatically pulls that in by Street View. They don't have any business hours listed. They've got one questionable 5-star review. I'm not going to call that business. They do not look like a legit business. They're very sketchy. They might rank number 1, but they have not earned my trust with their listing. Now, on the other hand, take a look over here at Mr. Rooter. So Mr. Rooter, they've got this amazing little box that's related to my search. And so this is pulling Google posts where they have mentioned drain cleaning. So anything related to the search. They've got their hours listed. They've got an appointments URL. They've got this nice Q&A section that talks about specific things. They've got nice photos. If you scroll down further in the listing, you can see all their great reviews. Well, this business just looks legit. They look trustworthy. They've got a bunch of stuff on here that is speaking specifically to my search query. So this listing is going to get the call. And I can tell you that it gets the call because actually I was looking for drain cleaning a couple of weeks ago. I ran this search and I called Mr. Rooter. They definitely earned my business. And so this question of like Google My Business conversion rate optimization is kind of like a new concept. It was important to me, and I wanted to include it into the 2020 Local Search Ranking Factor survey. So I asked the survey participants, what individual factors do you think have the biggest impact on conversions from Google My Business? And so these were the results. So these are the top 10 factors, and I kind of want to work through them with you and then look at each one individually. So the first thing that you'll note is that the reviews are the top 3 factors. Top 3 factors that will drive conversions from GMB are your reviews, and that makes so much sense. Like if you're looking for a business, you're going to look at their reviews. Do they have good ratings? There's positive sentiment? People are talking about the reviews, the quantity of reviews. And so, if we look at Mr. Rooter, you can see, look at these 692 reviews, lots of positive sentiment. Lots of responses from the business owner. So the business owner is taking the time to respond. That's a huge, important factor that you see that this is an alive business. They're active. The owners care. You can tell that they care. They're also getting these review, what are they called? Attributes, review attributes, like positive attributes, professionalism, responsiveness. The reviews can play a huge role in your conversion. So making sure you're getting lots of good reviews. And, there's a couple of things you should do. Ask every customer. You should definitely ask them to mention the service that they had performed. That'll help you to get keywords in your reviews, which can also drive that related to your search box. And make sure you're responding to all of your reviews. So make sure that you're doing all those things. The next thing is proximity of address to the point of search. So the trouble with this one is you can't do anything about it. You can't pick up your business and move it to whoever's searching. And so there's nothing you can do about it, but it does make sense as a conversion factor, because if you're looking for a dentist, you may want to find one that's closer to you, or you're looking for a coffee shop, you want to find one that's closer to you. So that's why this ranks high as a conversion factor, but it's not actionable. You can't change this, but it is a conversion factor. The next thing is you have the messaging feature enabled on your Google My Business listing. This looks like this. It's really cool. You can turn on messaging in your app or in your Google My Business dashboard. And then in the GMB app, you'll get a notification if someone sends you a message. And so the message can either come through the Google Maps app on a mobile phone, or the message can come through a desktop. There's like this request a quote button. And so people can message you directly. And of course, that makes perfect sense as a conversion factor, because if you can provide an instant means for a person to ask you a question, what is that? That's a lead. And so you're driving conversions and leads directly from your Google listing. So if you don't have that turned on, make sure you turn on the messaging feature and start getting those direct leads. You might as well get them. Next thing is making sure you have the proper hours set in GMB. And so this can be like special hours section. So you can actually turn on all these cool new special hours. You can talk about hours for specific areas of your business. And you can also do like special seasonal hours. So like these are our hours over the Christmas break or whatever. And so making sure you're setting those hours up as well as you can in your listing. Another one is completeness of your Google My Business listing. So this is important because the more enhanced your listing is, the more likely people are to convert. And this, all about drain cleaning versus Mr. Rooter really illustrates that. It's like when your listing is super complete, you have all of these great features. There's just more for the searcher to consume on your listing, more areas for them to understand your business. You've got a description, you've got photos, you've got Google Posts, you've got lots of images, you've got great reviews, really building out your listing. So the takeaway there, the action item is, if there is a field in Google My Business, make sure you fill it out. This will help you drive more conversions because it's just more for people to understand your business. It's like if you had a website and one website just had name, address, phone number on it, and then the other website had like lots of sections and services and photos, and it talked about all the different things you did, which business you're going to call. So it's the same kind of thing with your Google My Business listing. Another thing is that you can get this benefit by enhancing your listing, but you can actually drive this related to your search panel. And that panel can pull in information from the Google Q&A section. It can pull in information from your Google reviews and from your Google posts. So by making sure that you've filled out your listing complete, you're working on your listing, you can actually drive that extra little panel too, which is, it's fantastic, because that's actually the thing that really caught my eye when I called Mr. Rooter, was that related to your search. It was like, oh, they've got lots of stuff related to drain cleaning. This is probably a company that specializes in that. The next thing that you can optimize is your the booking feature. So this obviously would have a huge impact on conversions from GMB, because if you turn on the booking feature, people can actually book an appointment with you right on Google. And now, not every business has this. And so you have to be tied up with one of these partners. So the way you book appointments at your business has to be through one of these applications that Google has a partnership with. And so if you look in your GMB dashboard and you have the booking button, you can see if you are using one of their booking partners. If you're not, at the very least, make sure you've used the appointment URL. There is a URL field in Google My Business for appointments, and you can just link that to your contact page. You can link it to a page where people could book. If you could even link it to a Calendly link so that people could book with you. And so turning on the booking feature or appointment URL, obviously another huge conversion factor. Another one is frequency of Google posts posted. And so this is making sure that you are posting regularly. You should have a post up there at least once a week that talks about either your services. It has a special offer that you're doing. If you've just launched an online store. This is an example from one of our clients, Cosafina. And putting these Google posts up there can really help convert, because someone might be looking for a specific thing. It also, as I mentioned earlier, it can pull that content into the related to the search. So there's huge benefits, huge conversion benefits to making sure that you're always posting on Google Posts. And then finally, the next top 10 factor is making sure you have a comprehensive Google Q&A section that has been filled out by owner specific questions. And so here's a great example. This business here, AB May Heating, you can see all these different questions like, how does your service work? Do you install garbage disposals? That's actually a review that got put in there. Do you do furnace cleaning? You know, all of these questions. So people that are coming to your listing may have these questions about your business. They might be wondering, do you do this? Or is there parking nearby? Or, you know, what are your hours? Like, all kinds of questions get put into the Q&A section. And if you preemptively add those to your listing, then any questions that people have might be answered already. They're like, oh yes, they do drain cleaning. Perfect, I'm gonna call them. And so anything that you can preemptively answer on your listing, might as well put it in there. And very few businesses are taking advantage of this. And so you should, the takeaway here is to seed your own Q&A. So you go into the front end, you ask the question, you answer the question. So do that on your listing. Another thing you should do is you should upvote your favorite question, the one that you really want people to see. And so a great example is on the Whitespark listing. Someone asked the question, is manual citation building better than Yext? And so we answered that question. Yes, we believe. And so that's the one that we love having highlighted on our listing. And so take the one that you think you want to be highlighted and make sure you upvote it and then get other people to upvote it too. And it'll be the one that appears on your listing. As long as it has 3 or more and it has more than the other ones, it'll appear actually on your business profile when someone does a branded search for you. All right, so those are the top 10 factors. If you, I hope it was helpful. If you need any help with this, we have an expert team that does this work, our Google My Business Management service. You can visit spark.it/GMB to learn more about it. That's all I have for you this week. I hope that was helpful, and see you next week.